The live stream of tonight's podcast is made possible by our buddy Ian Service over at podcastaccelerator.com.
The North Bay game turned into a brawl on the ice and then out in the hall. Nat, Ziig, and Miig have to go to the league, and all the Sioux sent was their call-ups? Wait, the Sioux sent us their call-ups?
Tanya, you ready?
Yes.
Good, because you're fucking going.
Yeah! Matt, you ready?
Yes.
Good, because you're fucking going.
Yeah! Victor, you ready?
It's not a goldfish.
Good, because you're going.
Yeah!
That fresh produce stand there, that's a beauty.
What do you listen to?
My favorite murder podcast.
Taggart and Torrance podcast.
The produce stand.
Fucking sexy.
It's Thirsty Thursday, and that means we are once again hanging out at the Produce Stand. Podcast paying tribute to the great Canadian show, Letterkenny, and now Shoresy. Now, I know what you're thinking. There are many other podcasts about Letterkenny out there, but this one, like hockey, brings people together. I'm Mal, your host, and joining me in the room as always is the lovely Tanya, and online we have Squirrely Matt and the vicious Victor. And joining us this week, she's probably the biggest Justin Bieber fan I've ever met. She's originally from Northern Ontario, but now she lives in Southeast Virginia with her hubby of 5 years. They're parents of 4 guinea pigs, and now they're expecting their first human child in October. Please join me in making some noise for Brit and Brit and Mo. Oh, sorry. Don't call me Brittany, Brit, and Mo. There we go.
Oh my God.
I'll explain in a second why I messed that up.
Oh my God.
I regret nothing.
Man,
Welcome
such a good level
to the Produce Stand, Brit and Mo. Okay, I apologize, Mo. I did not forget your name. I was hunting for my link. So everything messed
Ron
up.
Burgundy, if it's written on the paper.
No. Like an hour ago, basically, my sound board that I usually use for every episode for the last 120 episodes got corrupt. So I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a soundboard. So I was scrambling right up until like a little while ago, building a brand new soundboard from scratch with a completely different program. So I'm not familiar with the soundboard, so I apologize, Mo. I did not forget your name. I promise you. Anyway, welcome to the Produce Stand, you two. It's great to have you here. I mean, you've been on Ag Halls before, but this is your first time as panelists, so we have to ask you the standard questions, Brit and Mo. Where are you speaking to us from?
Sadly, Virginia.
Sadly, Virginia?
I heard sadly, Virginia.
Is that
a town in Virginia?
Oh, sadly.
Oh,
Sadly.
It can't be that bad.
Sadly
is the name of the
itty
town.
bitty tiny little
Sadly.
blimp. Yeah.
I know, Britt, you've been talking about moving back to Canada, but I didn't think it was that
It
bad.
could be sadly too. Either one.
Sadly,
Either
Virginia.
one works.
Sadly, Virginia. Is that so? Britt, you're originally from the Sioux
The Sioux.
because they're so fucking good. And Mo, are you from Sadly?
No, East Coast.
East Coast?
New
general?
York, New Jersey, North Carolina.
All right.
East Coast America.
East Coast America. Very good. So how did you guys discover, I mean, and I know this is a Shoresy podcast, but it's a Letterkenny question. How did you discover Letterkenny?
So we were driving to New York to visit my family.
The podcast or the show?
Oh, are we talking about the podcast?
First
start with the
Letterkenny.
show.
First Letterkenny.
Okay, start with the show. Thanks.
I guess that's me. Okay, so my friends at home watched it. They watch a lot of I think they watch a lot of Canadian TV. My parents didn't have Crave, so I didn't really watch it.
Right.
But they dressed up as, I think, Wayne and Derry and Katie for Halloween one year, and I saw the pictures and
As you do. Yeah.
yeah. And when the pandemic hit, we're like, well, let's just add it to our list of things to watch because there's nothing else to do on the weekends. And we loved it. It was fantastic. It made me feel like home.
Very good. So I guess you guys have been watching it on Hulu then down there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how did you discover our show?
There, now it's your
that
turn.
one.
Mo, it's your turn now.
Yeah, Mo,
I love that
your
you guys like have this like plan. Okay, y'all talk about this. It's great.
That's how
I love it.
So we were driving to New York, and that's an 8-hour drive from here. So we knew we were going to go. It was our first time driving to Canada, like in a few
week
weeks,
after it.
or a week after that. and that's a 16-hour drive. And we were like, okay, what are we going to listen to on that drive? Because we need something to keep us awake. And we were like, let's listen. I'm sure there's a podcast about Letterkenny, you know. So I Googled it, and How Are You Now came up, of course.
Right.
You guys came up, and whatever site I was reading said, like, you know, this one was done by Canadians. And I was like, well, I like that. That makes more sense. So we started listening to you guys in
Very
July
cool.
of
2021.
21.
I should really add that to our SEO that it's a podcast by Canadians about a Canadian show, because I think that sounds like a lot of people are attracted to that for some reason.
Yeah.
That's what sold us.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you and welcome to the Produce Stand. We're going to.
How are you now?
The lineup today is going to be Al, Victor, Tanya, Matt, and our guests Brit and Mo will have the last word. And since I'm first, I guess I start. We played our show this past Saturday, my band, our second show ever. And it was like our private, the show that I look forward to every year. We haven't played it in a couple of years at a marina in Aurelia, at the port of Aurelia. And it was, wow, what a day. Took us a couple hours to set up in the blazing hot sun. So by the time we were set up and ready to play, I was already exhausted. And then, of course, it's also the longest gig we play all year because it's 4 sets, about 50 songs. By the end of it, I was just dying. Thank God I have a co-lead singer, because if it was just me doing the singing, I would have lost my voice halfway through. But it was a lot of fun. To my knowledge, no one fell in the rivers or in the lake. So there's that. Hopefully there were no what are they called again?
Casualties?
Aquadumps. Yeah, I don't know if there are any aquadumps. Hopefully not. But anyway, it was a good time. And then thank you, Britt. And then the other thing, Tanya and I started Stranger Things season 4 this week. So we're only two episodes in, and after the first episode, Tanya was like, "I think I'm going to let you watch this on your own."
What? Scared the sugar out of me.
It's too scary.
Yeah, it was a little creepy for her, but she persevered. And the thing is, whenever we watch this show, she's like, "We have to watch the first few minutes of the next episode because I want to make sure the kids are okay." Yeah. So that's what's kept her going, right? So even though she gets the shit scared out of her
every single freaking time, I'm like, oh, we just have to know that the kids are okay. Because I will lay there in bed worrying about them, and I'm like, I just need to know that the kids are okay, and then we can just
it's not real, right?
It scares it scares me. I've been actually crocheting, and so that way I can look away when I take my moment and then look back at it again. Yeah.
I mean, it's really well done for a TV show. It's just really well done. But I can see how some people may not enjoy watching it. I think it was Lizard Kenny. She was having a hard time watching it on her own.
Well, it's a little bit poltergeisty, It's like, I don't know. It's just like,
that wasn't scary.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Anyway, so yeah, that's been our week. And then today I just had heck of a day. Tomorrow's Canada Day, so my cousin's coming over again with his family. So we're having guests over for the weekend. So Tanya's been busy cleaning the house. I've been busy at work, but then work was done and I was getting ready for tonight. And like I said, my soundboard just died on me, and I was like, holy crap. So I had to actually recreate some of these new clips, and I had to re-export Victor's Diabolical coffee ad. There was so much going on. So I'm like, I'm a little tired right now. Hopefully the energy will pick up as we go along. Victor, how's your week?
Yeah, it's been a long week. I'm glad I've been a thorn in your side, even though I wasn't there with you. So that's.
You're always a thorn in my side, even when you're not around, Victor.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's been a long week. I've had 7 a.m. meetings every single day this week. It's been nuts, and presenting at these things. So I'm happy that this week is over, and this Friday is the beginning of having every Friday off for the rest of the summer.
Oh, fun!
So that's really good.
So does that mean you're gonna join more after parties then?
We'll see. Maybe you never know.
No, it just means he's got to work more and then be more tired.
It does mean I have to work more, but no, I have to set the right example for my team, right? I can't be doing that nonsense. But so it's been long. But Linda and I binged through that show you recommended, Hacks. Mm-hmm. So good, so good. It's funny the way season 2 ended. They could just go away.
It could, and I think so.
That you said that they're coming back for another season.
Yeah, I was a little concerned too because the way it ended, it was the perfect ending. But then I was so it was at your place, I think, when I read that they were getting a season 3. So there you go.
Yeah, so we'll see. Well, so I'm cautiously optimistic about that. And we binged through all of Stranger Things, waiting for the last 2 episodes to drop. And based on what we've seen in the past, I'm sure they're going to kill off one of the kids this season.
No, see. No,
you've just made it so that Tanya can't sleep anymore. Like she's gonna
but that's why you have no idea what's going to happen. And they don't drop any hints. You have no idea.
But when it happens, it's going to be within the first 3 minutes of the next episode.
It's probably gonna be at the very in the last episode. But I mean, it also could be like a fun.
They killed off quite a few people.
Yeah, like you could start like putting in some cash on it and see who's gonna be the one to drop off.
I don't mean that they killed off a whole bunch of people on like this round. I'm not spoiling anything. It was the last season. The last season. They like in the mall and that big whole thing that happened. That was like a bunch of people got killed.
So for anyone who hasn't seen season 3,
sorry.
Spoiled that.
Wow.
Matt.
Well done.
Anyway,
let's move on.
Tan, how was your week?
Oh man, I'm tired. Today was the first day that both kids were home from school, and we're getting ready for the cousins coming this weekend, family of 5, so it fills up the house real fast. We were watching another show. You didn't talk about the other show that we've been watching, The Lake?
Oh,
and that's got Gaylor in it.
That's right. Yeah, it's a Canadian show called The Lake. Takes place in cottage country in Canada.
It's the second time this has come up this week,
and it's a Amazon Prime show. Yeah. And Gail is in it.
See Gail in a different light. Oh my God.
Stiles.
Yeah. Julia Stiles, which
they like to refer to it as Prime Video and not be associated with Amazon.
Whatever. Amazon Prime Video. Anyway, it was a pretty good show. I didn't mind it. Yeah,
it was really it was light. Yeah. It was light as opposed to Stranger Things, which is heavy. So nothing much else I don't think happened. We went up to my sister's on the weekend and stayed there, which is always nice because they're further north and a little bit laid back, relax, and nice to catch up and have some wine time. Other than that, I don't think there's much. I've got a theater show happening this Wednesday. Right, that I'm really looking forward to. We're going to a matinee, my daughter and I, and we're going to see a show called And Juliet, which is a pre-Broadway show, I believe.
Off-Broadway.
Mm-hmm. And looking forward to that. So it's the idea of Romeo and Juliet if Juliet didn't die. And she just kind of is like very empowering and female, like, go get it. And and
it's a musical. And it's basically just a reason for a bunch of
it's got some really great
girl
reviews.
Power pop songs be sung on stage.
So she doesn't like get depressed after Romeo dies and she's left all alone.
No, she moves on.
Okay.
Scorched earth kind of thing.
Katy Perry song. Isn't it Katy Perry that does the You're Gonna Hear Me Roar?
Yes.
That's in.
There's a bunch of pop songs in it. It's a musical for kids.
Empowerment. It's not just kids though.
It's designed
all the reviews so far are just saying it's like an amazing show. So gonna give that a go.
I mean, it's not for kids.
All the reviews are by adults. So.
So we're going to give that a go on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Or I'm going to give
Tanya's going to step into a theater full of people on Wednesday.
Yeah, I've been doing baby steps. This is what I've been preparing for. So we're going to give it a go on Wednesday and just inching closer and closer to our trip where I have to get on a freaking airplane. So it just should be one thing at a time.
It's Tanya's exposure therapy.
Yes.
Matt, how's your week?
I've been off all week. It's been great.
Oh, have you?
This is it was a holiday. I mean, I've been off, but not like we had anything planned. We didn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. We did. And actually now realizing, Brit Mo, I forgot that it was you guys here tonight. I feel like this might come a little upsetting, but we're going to go with it anyways. Jen and I, so we did the Zoom Monday, which was a blast. And then on Tuesday night, we went out for the very first time for an overnight away from the little guy.
Ooh.
And he's 2.5 years old. So it takes, yeah. So, so partially our decision and let's blame a little bit on COVID. So you can find, that there's ways around these rules, but it was our first night away and we kind of let loose. Apparently we can't do that as much as we
this is the hungover tweet that we saw the next day.
Yeah. So it was funny. So we're in Toronto. We actually rented an Airbnb just to extra get away here in the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like literally 10 minutes from our house. We spent $160 on a.
You paid a neighbor to stay in their house.
Yeah, the grandparents came to watch him for the night, which was great. And they're like, "Why don't you guys just come back?" We're like, "No, because then we wake up and he's here, so we want to be there." And it was worth every penny. But it was what? Yeah, what's that?
Unlike Hitch, you want to be where he ain't at.
Oh, exactly.
Just to wake up and not and just know that you don't have to like immediately get breakfast going and lay there.
All the normal rules weren't there, and I still didn't. So it's worth it. So it was a fun night. We actually had a really good time. We went out. We started drinking and traveling around 4:00 in the afternoon. We came back to the hotel at 2:30 in the morning. Didn't know we had it in us. It was great. And we just kind of winged the whole night. We did a little bit of light shopping at first, just because there's lots of shit downtown. Went out to dinner at a brewery, crushed some beers, bought last minute Jays tickets and went to a game. We arrived at the second we arrived at the second inning and left at the 8th.
Oh, you left before the comeback.
Yeah.
You left before the ending.
Well, they were winning when we left. They were winning.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, I hear it was like a really exciting finish to that game.
Well, that's what my dad says. He's like, "Tell me you stayed for the end." I'm like, "No." He's like, "You missed it." I'm like, "Fuck, I don't care. Go sports." Right.
By the way, fun. Lizard Kenny says, and in 9 months, baby number 4.
Yeah. No. I've put a stop to that and I will make that fucking clear. So if there's baby number 4, there's questions to be answered. So no, it was a fun night. We got out and then we went to like some game, like arcade place across the road called the Rec Room, which was a lot of fun. Then had calamari at 1:00 in the morning. We found a place and crushed that and made some new friends and stumbled our asses back to the Airbnb. And the shitty thing was after all that, I still woke up at 6:30 in the morning. Like I think I was still drunk when I woke up. And I'm like, I'm wide awake, and I'm like, I'm going to get coffee because I can't sleep. I don't know how to sleep past 6:30 or 7. Yeah. Even if I go to bed at 3:00 in the morning, it's the weirdest thing. But anyways, it was great. It was great. Nice. It won't take 2.5 years, guys. I promise. I mean, I can't promise, but it's important to make time.
I have a hard time leaving my guinea pigs with the neighbors watching them.
Oh, okay. So you're used to this, Mo. So. Yeah, you're used to this. You're not going anywhere. You'll go out when he or she is 5, right? So you're good.
I want to clarify to our buddy Jeff on the live stream. We did not get rid of the RV. We're flying to Newfoundland and then picking up an RV in St. John's and RVing around the island. So we're doing both.
No. Yeah. What do you mean? Hold on. And vasectomies can reverse them. No.
Yeah, Matt.
I will not accept that as fact.
You did pay. No, I know you're cheap. You did pay the extra and have it tested after to make sure that there was no swimmers, right?
Listen, I'm done my update for the week, okay? It's Brit Mo's turn to do their update.
Hopefully Dr. Nick did a good job and you'll be all right.
Hi, everybody. All right, Brit.
He rubbed the little swimmers on a piece of paper and I could see right through it. It was great.
Oh, man. Brit, how was your week?
Don't know how I'm going to top that. Oh, my God. A nightmare. We had 6 new people start at my work. I'm in HR. I am 100% in charge of onboarding them and making sure that everything runs to schedule. And of course, 2 days in a row, the schedule has blown up in my face. So had lots of fun. My boss is out of town. My supervisor was out this morning. I was just like, okay, we're going to roll with it. I figured out my emergency response system to fix the schedule. Takes about 4 hours to kick in.
Oh dear.
So not very responsive.
No, I figured everything out 4 hours later. Well, just schedule rearranging and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I figured the right thing out 4 hours later, and it wasn't too late. It was all good, but I'm tired of work.
Oh no!
I'm working from home tomorrow.
I feel your pain, Britt. I used to be in HR as well, so I know exactly what.
All right, most
You've got a long weekend coming up, do you not?
Sounds like a rough week.
We do have a long weekend.
You have the Monday off?
Yeah, we do have Monday off, but
there you
we'll
go.
be celebrating tomorrow night. We got to go buy some crappy fireworks from Walmart so I can light them off in the backyard, and that's it. We have no other plans.
Do you get to declare Canadian there and take tomorrow off as well?
I wish.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I wish.
Right?
But that's why I decidedly was like, I am working from home on Friday, so I don't have to get dressed and go into the office.
There you go. By
And
the
if
way,
I wasn't pregnant, I would be off very early and start drinking. Yeah.
and tomorrow being Canada Day, it's also Jared Kiesel's birthday. So happy birthday to Wayne and Shoresy.
Yes, happy birthday.
Mo, how's your week?
My week was good. So far, my boss is out also this week, so I'm kind of half filling in for him. We got a shed last week. I say shed. We got a bigger shed last week, so I've spent a lot of time.
Was it a bad shed? Because Britt doesn't look very happy about
No,
the shed.
he lives in the shed now.
Well, I've got a whole bunch of stuff to set up now. You know,
I get it. It's his.
It's
exciting. Make sure there's electricity. It's insulated. You'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there will be electricity, and I will insulate it eventually. But yeah, so just it's been fun.
Shed things.
Pretty chill week.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, it sounds like some of us need a coffee. So why don't we listen to this word from our sponsor?
Hey there. Wait, what are we doing again?
The sponsor read.
Oh, okay. Wait, we have a sponsor?
Yes, it's Eric.
Oh, I know Eric. He's a good guy.
I know.
Did you know he sells coffee?
Yes, of course I
think it's called Diabolical coffee.
Can we just...
It's devilishly good coffee.
You don't say.
He also sells diabolically awesome swag.
Terrific.
He's got a roast for all tastes.
Is that right?
Yeah, you can order whole bean, coarse, standard grind, and espresso.
It's espresso, but whatever.
Hey, don't you and Tanya use K-Cups?
You know we do.
I think he has those too.
Wonderful.
Imagine if we could use promo code like Produce Stand to get 10% off coffee or merch from his store.
Yes, that would be cool.
Wait a minute. I just had a brilliant idea.
What's that?
We should get Diabolical Coffee to sponsor the podcast.
We should?
Yes. Why have we never thought of that before?
I give up. Thank you, Diabolical Coffee and Eric, for your support. And speaking of support, welcome new Twitter followers, Troy NJ Mumbrew, Designer Girl from DC Metro, Devin from Vermont, Pook Pook from Manchester, Bees Cooch, Bagman, Dan McIver, Laura Herbert from downtown Vegas, Adam Murray from New Jersey, Braxton Sawyer from Washington, North Carolina. I didn't know you guys have a Washington in every state, do you? Holly from Southern Wisconsin, Matt Elliott, Angelia W, John Cody Smith from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I love saying that word, Chattanooga. Paul Randolph, Anne from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Erica Austin from Virginia Beach, Virginia, CJ Lopes 7 from On a Bus, Kurt Herbaugh Schleimer from Las Vegas, Aaron, our Aaron from the TPS DM group.
Aaron.
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? That's how far behind I am. Gordon Burney from Fort Lewis, Washington. Jay Riley, Venom, the Vengeance. Mike Powers from Seattle. Sam O'Brien Olinger from Dublin City, Ireland. Brandon Elliott, Not Faulty, Just Blank Podcast. Anthony Algor. Fifi from LA. Lisbeth from Lisbeth O'Connell. JJ Green Giant. Jess from At Home. Andrew Thalacker. Elements of a Manic Pitsy Dream Girl from South Carolina, Mark from Phoenix, Arizona, Adam Frescona, Adopted to Screen Podcast, Kitty Howard, Steve Vanderwilp, Ronnie is old from the morgue, Craig Preston Totso from Brooklyn, New York, Deepak Maladjusted from Ardrey, Alberta, Danielle Shinky from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Robert Lyon from Dallas, Royce from Chicago, and Chris. Thank you for following and hopefully for listening.
Previously on Letterkenny.
Last week, we reviewed episode 4 of Shoresy. If you can't win, don't play. That episode was our third unicorn in a row, getting a fresh rating from all of our panelists, including our guest, Brenya. According to our scientific Twitter poll, 84.2% of you agreed. It was fresh. 13.2 gave it a clearance, and 2.6 gave it a compost. This week, we recap and review episode 5 of Shoresy. Hockey brings people together. I've done my homework. Victor, have you done your homework?
It is.
Tanya, have you done your homework?
Yes, sir.
Matt, have you done your homework?
Multiple times.
Brit Mo, have you done your homework?
Yes, sir.
Multiple times.
All right.
Well, don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
We pick up right after we left off at the hockey game against North Bay. We're treated to a musical montage to disco music. Nothing on the ice except sticks, gloves, and helmets. In the tunnel headed to the Bulldogs dressing room is riddled with broken sticks. Shoresy stands against the wall, catching his breath and psyching himself out before joining the brawl on the other side. He turns the corner and all we see are players from both teams brawling. Shoresy breaks his stick across one North Bay player's back with a cross check and then uses the broken end of his stick to chop out the back of another player's leg before spearing yet another player in the gut very violently. He pulls Michaels off his opponent by the hair to fight the guy, but then gets tackled by another North player. And then Fish jumps on the previous guy. Then we cut to Nat running towards the melee when the sluts finally arrive and join the fracas, and we fade to the open logo. And that's your cold open. There were no words, just action. And I guess I start. And it's funny when we were watching, when we were watching this, Tanya actually said words. She said, they never picked.
Why are you giving away my words?
Okay, I'll let you say your words. Anyway, this cold open was...
See, this is why I poker face you.
He's stepping on our dick, man.
Yep.
Well, I mean, because I'd have nothing much to say about it, except it was just a continuation of the previous episode.
I'm going to steal someone else's shit.
Oh my!
There's a violent fight, and we see a little bit more about Shoresy. I mean, Shoresy's not a fighter, like I've said before. You know, Letterkenny, Wayne is a virtuous guy, and he plays fair and right. And Shoresy doesn't care about playing fair; he just cares about winning by any means necessary. And one of his things, and we'll hear later on, is you don't drop your stick during a fight. That's just stupid. That's just dumb. And we see this in action during this fight. We see the sluts arriving late and joining in. And that's all I have really to say. But I guess the interesting part of this cold open is this whole thing was set to disco music, which was kind of interesting choice for music there. What do you think?
To be alive.
Yeah. What do you think, Victor?
Yeah, I'm wondering if they had to pay royalties. If they, I guess they're doing well because I'm sure they did have to pay royalties for that song, and because I think that's the biggest song they've had on their show so far.
Maybe.
So that's yeah. I would say I'm willing to gamble that is the biggest song they had, and probably the most they've ever had to pay for music to use in their episode. I mean, it just means they're big time now. I think that they've arrived. With that disco song. So for me, that's the biggest takeaway from that cold open is that they've arrived. And I'm going to keep it short because I can't wait to hear what Tanya has to say.
Okay. Dan, what did you think?
Well, as Al was mentioning earlier, I was going to say, I couldn't believe that we picked up where we left off. Like, we've never done that before. Like, it literally, we ended, the Zoom out and everybody coming in, and now we've come back into like the next show with all of the gloves out on the ice and zooming in. And I love that Shoresy was like taking his breath, taking his moment, waiting on the other side of the wall, and takes a breath, goes in. Love that he pulled Michael's hair like it's his own guy, and he's like pulls him off, starts throwing the punches, and then we see all the guys. I'm a little confused though that we all of a sudden see all the guys, because the last we had seen them, they were in the alleyway and they were like all on the ground.
No, those guys joined in after, right? So the
after the cold open?
Well, at the end of the cold open, they come running in, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. We saw them last. They were in an alleyway.
Oh, I see.
all of a
took
sudden,
the portal.
They took the portal.
They took the portal, and they
Sudbury's
came to save
not
the day.
that big.
Like, I just wonder whether they were like detained, were they like thrown in the back of a truck, because they seem really ready to fight, and they had just got their asses kicked.
Well, they already had foreplay. They were ready to go.
Yeah,
their adrenaline's up.
Yeah, they were rushing to the rink because they were late for the game because of the fight. And then when they got in the rink, they saw the fight.
But were they knocked out in the fight? Like, I can't remember. Like,
No,
I
they weren't.
thought
They-
we
they
saw
sh-
bodies
No,
in
we
the
didn't.
alleyway.
No, the alley was
It was
empty.
the other guys.
Trash bags.
That was the other
The alley was
guys.
empty. I think the alley was empty. I don't think there were any bodies.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch that again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there weren't any bodies. But so they were late. So they were running because they were late to the game. But when they got there, they
Was
realized.
Sanguinet there?
Yeah, Sanguinet was with them. He arrived late with
them?
the sluts. Yeah.
You're confusing it with the upside down.
I know. So we're okay. Confession. So we're watching this all mismatch right now. So our son's home and he's been off for almost a week now, and so he started watching some of the Shoresy with us, and he watched the last two. We're all at a sequence right now because we're trying to catch up with him, and he laughs so hard at all of the jokes, which is so much fun to me for some reason.
But then she misses key points.
But now I'm like all a little scrambled. Anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, the disco. Yeah, the montage music again. I call out to Trace. I always think of you now when the music montage happens. Disco. Love the song. Love Born to Be Alive. I thought it was fun and upbeat, and all the punches. It was really fun.
Yeah, there's 3 montages in this one, so we'll get.
What the hell did you say to Al? I'm still waiting to find out.
No, she said, they're starting from where we left off last week. That's not something they ever did.
Make that clear.
I'm with Victor. It was a little underwhelming.
It was.
No. I'm sticking with Tanya here. She said like he was saying or about to say.
I did.
Got you.
Thank you.
Okay, well,
so
I mean, the way
much,
Al
Brit.
built it up, it sounded like it was going to be something more exciting.
I got lost.
They just picked it up.
There.
Whatever. All right, Matt. Now is your turn. Do you have anything to say, Matt?
Oh, all right. Well, don't get all. Yeah, this is great. I love it. I'm with the soundtrack of this season is so fire. Can we just say that? Like every scene where they're whether drawing against Dolo in his career or some other stuff, the stuff we played last week, the father stuff like. That Born to Be Alive. I'm loving it. They're so perfectly picking these songs. And they're unexpected, but they set such great tones in the scenes they're using, and I fucking love it. So that made me. It was such a great way. My biggest question was: Shoresy in the fight and then stepped aside to take a break, and then rejoined it.
Must have been because
that's kind of how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Oh God, I need to step away," and then he came back in. I don't know if there's.
Well, at the end of the last episode, Keller chased him down into the tunnel, right? So it was Keller going after him. Somehow the fight passed the tunnel, and Shoresy stayed behind to collect himself before joining. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I took it as he's like took a mid-fight breather and then got back. Either way, I loved it. And then him coming in and pulling Michael's hair was the best part of that whole fucking scene. Like he just even amongst his own, like you said, his own goddamn teammates, he's like, we're defending our shit, but fuck you, Michaels, and let's move on. And I loved it. I just wanted to keep going. I'm loving these sequences. It was a fantastic fight scene and set the tone for what was to come. So it was just fun. I loved it.
All right, Brit.
Yeah, I agree with the whole music thing. They've killed it. I've tried to listen to the full songs from this season and I'm like, can't do it. But the moments that they pick out for the show are just phenomenal. Like amazing. I think Letterkenny too, like the music in it was just so good. But I had the same thing. Not really like anything super deep happening, but it was entertaining. And I think actually I didn't realize he pulled Michael's hair until we got to the part where he's like, he pulled my hair. And I was like, You have to go back. Where did he pull his hair? What did I miss?
So the very first thing, as soon as he steps around that corner, yank.
Yanks it.
He was doing a noble thing. He was stepping in to defend Michaels, but he peels Michaels off the guy by the hair in order
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good for no words.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was good.
Well,
I was definitely digging the disco. That was a lot of fun. It kind of gave me like Anya and Campbell's vibes, kind of. But then I also got like 300 vibes from his whole like running around, stabbing the one guy with his stick. I thought that was pretty fun. But yeah, I thought the whole cold open was pretty cool.
very good. All right, coming out of the cold open, we open in the Bulldogs dressing room. All the players are having post-fight sticks, and we get a little insight on Shoresy's brawl strategy.
Lyle to the sile, boys. Lyle to the sile.
Everybody always drops their stick in a brawl. You should never drop your stick in a brawl. It's so dumb.
Sticks are unbelievable.
So
You
dumb.
just hold on to your stick and then wheel around slashing guys who are fighting your guys. So dumb.
C'est pas tout ça, mon Shoresy.
Hey, just like spear them in the nuts or golf them in the ankle or like slash them in their bare hands. If they break a digit, they're out 4 to sit.
Nat, Ziig, and Miig storm into the dressing room. She wants to know what the fuck. Miig asks her if she means what the fuck about the brawl or about the players eating ice cream. Nat's curious about both, so she wants to start with the ice cream.
What is this?
This?
Yeah.
This is the gayest shit I've ever seen.
Stick?
Sticks are unreal.
Fuck you, Shoresy.
For what?
For pulling my fucking hair!
Settle down.
So he can talk to me, but I can't talk to him?
I was talking to everyone.
Well, there he was for sure talking to me.
Don't talk to him.
What am I supposed to do? He pulled my hair.
Cry here, go cry in your car, tit fucker.
He can't talk to me.
I was talking to everybody.
Zig asks the sluts where they were. Dolo tells them they were in a scrap. Ziig warns them to get to the game on time next time instead of standing on their dicks. Nat turns the questioning to the brawl. Hitch has never seen a brawl so bad as that. This surprises Dolo. Hitch clarifies. There's brawls and there's warm-up brawls. The distinction is important. Miig thinks they're looking at a suspension here. Shoresy doesn't think the league will sussy them, in other words, suspend them, with only 2 games left. Ziig thinks they'll get fined up the ass for sure. Nat asks Shoresy why he started a brawl. Shoresy answers, if you can't win, don't play.
Why'd you start a brawl?
If you can't win, don't play.
What happened to never lose again?
I know what happened to bums and seats.
The league will throw this game out.
I told you the program right from the start of the very beginning. Sanger?
Run him up, fill him in.
Couldn't run him up. So.
Nat hates going to the league. She used to go all the time with her mom. Shoresy doesn't understand what the big deal is. There used to be brawls all the time in this league. Nat repeats that there are brawls and then there's warm-up brawls. The distinction is important. Sanguinette looks around the room and notices a few of the supporting players, especially Fish, are really beaten up.
Got it pretty bad, eh, Fish? You too, eh, Sommerfeld?
Whitey got it the worst.
Keep your finger out of there, me son.
Shoresy interrupts to rave about how good the gyms look. The sluts agree the gyms do look great considering they were just in a brawl, but Sanger ignores this. He has a point to make.
Way to play your roles. Your jobs are to make room for the studs out there. Get in front of shots. I see 3 guys who did their jobs tonight. Hey, Shoresy.
Oh, by the look of it, yeah.
Nat. North Bay came at us tonight. If it isn't enough that the brawl was in our tunnel, take some photos of these guys to the league. Pretty clear to me which team should get the sussy.
Sanguinette.
Sanguinette? Aren't you impressed with him right now? Is this a perfect example of how he's adapting to his role? Wow. He's taking it seriously.
Boys, we've already had sticks, but just because there wasn't a game doesn't mean there shouldn't be a game stick. Shoresy, I think it goes to Fish.
Shoresy doesn't agree. He thinks the 3 gyms should split the stick. Dolo feels strongly against splitting sticks. The sluts start debating whether a stick can be split or if each gym should get his own stick. Sanguinette insists that the game stick should go to one guy.
Well, I'm not going to give him a full stick just because he didn't play a full game. I'll just give him what's left of my stick. So, Fish, looks like you got it worse than anybody, and you're the last guy who can afford an inch there since you're so fucking ugly. Like, I mean, if I didn't see you on a date with Maxine Lozon at the Laughing Buddha, I'd think you were the ugliest guy here, but you got her, so you mustn't be. Tassel. Fish gets the game stick.
Clap him in, boys.
Production note here. For the second time, Shoresy shouts out a member of the production crew as someone Fish has dated. This time it's Maxime Lauzon, and she's a production assistant for Letterkenny and Shoresy, I believe. As the players clap for Fish's stick, Michaels gets up, leaves the room, and goes to Nat and the Eeg sisters. Michaels volunteers his pay to pay off any fines they get from the league. Nat thinks he's quitting. Michael assures them he's not quitting. He's intent on winning the team over. If Fish, Phillips, and Whitey can do it, so can he. Nat tells him that winning the team over is going to require some precision. Well, it's a good thing they call him Marksman Michaels. Nat and the Eags wish him luck. Michaels turns back to the dressing room only to hear Shoresy talk about how Michaels' ex jerked Sanger off a second time at Mr. Prime Rib later the same night as the Party Island Squeezer. Scene number 2. The sluts are at Pepe Panini's except for Frankie. Sanger asks Dolo where Frankie is. Dolo tells him he's at the Radisson Hotel. Just then, Laurence Leboeuf walks in looking for Frankie. She asks if anyone knows where he is, and Dolo doesn't know. Suddenly, Laurence leaves. Shoresy finally asks the sluts what happened before the game. Sanger told him that Phil rolled up on them with a bunch of his buddies. Michaels walks in and asks if he can sit with the sluts.
Seat taken?
Who are you talking to?
You?
Have a seat.
Thanks.
But next time, don't say it like you're Forrest Gump on the bus on his first day of fucking school, eh?
Pam leaves, the conversation, or where are we here? Michael joins the table, continues to talk about Phil and his gang. They're going to come back for more. The sluts fought them off, but they said it wasn't over. Sanger suggests they should get ahead of this. They should go to them. Shoresy likes the idea, but they can't risk getting anyone hurt before the Sioux game. Hitch says you can get hurt. You just can't get injured. Dolo says he'll play hurt or injured. The conversation's interrupted by Pam, the waitress, who practices her usual flavor of customer service with the sluts.
Look who's back. The Sudbury Lemon Citrus Standard Poodles.
You ever seen a schnoodle?
Put your jibs in. Have some fucking self-respect.
Thanks for the maratoni, hon.
Bro, if you leave that spitter on the table...
It's not even on the table. It's in my hand.
Well, it's up your ass if I see it on the table.
Holy. So dumb.
Oh, she's a firecracker, what?
You ever had Ritz Bits?
Pam leaves and Michaels takes his opportunity. Pam leaves and Michael takes his opportunity. He suggests that they outsource the Phil problem. If they can't deal with the Phil problem, there are dudes in Sudbury who can take care of it. Shoresy asks Michaels if he's sure he wants to go down that road. Michaels just wants to help the team. Michael's ex-sweetie is a Polichetti, and her brothers are the infamous Sudbury Polichettis. They're super weird. No one goes near them. Some of the others ask why.
Well, the word police is right in their last name, which is a good place to start the conversation.
Bad dudes.
Guess it's your fist, boy.
Well, other than being enforcers, I mean, just the fucking look of them is like...
Yeah, they look a bit like they've maybe touched an animal's junk before.
Boys, if they're as bad as he says they are, why don't we stay where we're to? Leave them where they're at.
Well, no, they like me. I mean, other than the fact I had to kind of walk gingerly when I was dating Mercedes, but...
Yeah, she's the one who gave Sanguinet a squeezer off the side of our party island in Wasaga Beach.
Wasaga's unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay, but God, they will be at the Caruso Club tonight. Let's go.
Me?
No.
Me?
No.
Moi?
No.
Me?
No.
So who's Michael's referring to? Sanguinet, of course. Scene 3, cut to the Caruso Club. A woman named Mercedes, played by Canadian actress Eliana Jones, known for Nikita, Hemlock Grove, Saving Hope, The Stanley Dynamic, Heartland, and many, many other productions. Mercedes is very happy to see Sanguinet again. Not so much Michael's, though.
Mercedes?
Hey, dude.
How are you?
What are you doing later?
We've got a problem and we need your help.
I know, but he's your problem now.
I was so loyal to you, Mercedes.
I know, dude. Way too loyal. It's like you were stuck to me. Why do you think I called you Birthmark Michaels?
We've got to win the last 2 games in the season. Some dudes are messing with our studs away from the rink. So we need...
The Polichettis.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't giving it away.
Oh, we have money.
No, you don't.
Mercedes excuses herself and walks over to a table where 2 very strange individuals are sitting. They're just staring awkwardly at nothing in particular, mouths agape. The brothers are Angelo Polichetti, played by Danielle Pupula, a relatively new actor with a few credits, including Beards, A Coming Out Story, and Paranormal 911. The other brother is Lucan Polichetti, played by Danny Bruzzi, a comedian and actor with a few credits, including Recall, In the Rough, and Never Lost. Mercedes approaches her brothers. They don't move, nor do they seem to acknowledge her presence. They just continue sitting there, staring with their mouths open, looking weird. Michaels and Sanger don't have a great feeling about this. Seconds later, Mercedes returns with the answer.
Okay, we'll help you.
How much?
There will be no exchange of cash.
Then what?
Only an exchange of goods.
So...
My brothers want season tickets.
But there's only 2 games left in the season.
Yeah, but they want to be seated amongst the season ticket holders.
That's a pretty big place.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Why do they want that?
Because my brothers are fucking weird. Look at them.
Yeah, they are, Aura.
Look like they're holding something in their mouth that tastes awful. Nobody wants to be around them. They just want to feel like they're a part of something, you know? You help them out, they'll help you out.
Okay, well, we can talk to Nat.
Done.
And then
Grazie.
Thank you, Mercedes.
Oh, I also want sanguinette.
Yeah.
Production note, the Caruso Club is an Italian cultural association in Sudbury that features Italian dining, catering, and banquet halls. Britt, you're kind of nodding your head. Is it because you know about this place?
I don't know about it, but from listening to the first, we're behind. We only listened to the first episode. All the places that they mentioned are real, and that sounds like the Marconi Club in the Sioux.
Oh, really? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So there's one in every town, I guess. Yeah.
I guess.
Very good. Scene 4, a musical montage with tense electronic music begins playing. Frankie exiting a building with Lysandra Nadeau on his arm, and Laurence Leboeuf sits in her car watching the two together. Scene 5, cut to Nat, Ziig, and Miig on their way to their meeting with the league. That rhymes. They enter a large room with a table and 3 women sitting at it under a larger no-show banner. I'm surprised I didn't get a blue spatula from picture.
He's too lazy to reach for it.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm just shaking my head.
The 3 no-show officials are Dennis, played by Wanique Horn-Miller, a Mohawk and former Canadian Olympian who won gold at the 1999 Pan Am Games in water polo. She's also the sister of Kanatillo Horn, a.k.a. Tanis.
Fun.
Yeah. The second official is Aki, played by Lisa Cromartie, an Anishinaabe actor with a bunch of credits, including Indian Horse, It, Chapter 2, Unsettled, and more. I almost said IT instead of It. That's a very different movie. And the third...
Yeah, there you go.
Now you get the blue. You can reach for the spatula on that one.
And the third and final official is Nina, played by Joelle Peters, also an Anishinaabe actor, playwright, and singer. She's got another acting credit for a movie called In Her City. The meeting with the league doesn't start off too well for Nat.
You look like a skank, Nat. Well, what the fuck, Dennis? Aki always says clean yourself up, and you always say you look like a skank.
Ziig looks like a skank.
Good afternoon, Aki.
You're unfit for that outfit. What do you think, Nina?
It stinks. But Migs is cute.
Thank you, Dennis. Ziig looks like a straight hoe, though.
Don't forget Nat. I thought this was a happy medium. Then you're sadly stupid.
Ziig, your makeup looks like somebody farted it onto your face.
Thank you, Aki.
What do you think, Nina?
Hot garbage.
You can tell there's history between the league officials and Nat, Ziig, and Miig. The officials tell Nat that she has the dumbest sluts in the league. Nat says, but at least they won a game. They beat Timmins. Aki tells Nat that they're the worst team in the history of the no-show, the porta potty of the league, a dog's breakfast. Dennis starts in on the team's name. Since Miig seems to be the darling of the group, she tries to steer the meeting, asking how things are going to shake down since there was a brawl.
There's brawls, and then there's warm-up brawls, and I think the distinction's important.
Your sluts started the first warm-up brawl no-show has seen in a real long time. Dennis, Do you know how long, Nat? No. It would have been 2 full seasons if it weren't for the Sudbury Finding Nemos. We didn't start it.
North Bay's full fucking team was on the ice. They came into our tunnel. Should I show them the pictures of the sluts?
How can you say we started a brawl in warm-up when they had their whole team on the ice and we only had one guy?
Who was the guy? The North Bay Norsemen could be the North Bay backdoor hairpole, shithead, sucker punch, snake weasels. If Shoresy's on the other team, we know who started it.
And once the papers get it, it's ugly for us. It's a shit stain.
A giant skid mark.
What do you think, Nina?
To Canada's Wonderland diaper disposal.
Oh, nothing worse. Nat just stands there with her head down, taking the abuse like a little girl being lectured by a parent. Then suddenly, the official's tone takes a huge left turn.
But how your mother would have loved it, Natalie.
I was a woman.
Do you remember what she said to me when I accused your sluts of taking steroids?
Lick my twat, Leatherface.
Remember her quote in the Timmins paper after their fans graffitied your bus?
I've painted toilet bowls better. Do you remember what she said to us when we suspended 8 of your players for going into the stands in Sault Ste. Marie? You suck so much Sioux dick, their pubes are in your mustache.
We know why you're fighting for this, Nat. We know why you're rallying.
She'd be proud.
Aki notes that the Bulldogs have got bums back in seats. Nat says hockey brings people together. Too bad they started a brawl. Nat says if you can't win, don't play. Aki calls Shoresy a rat's pimply puckered asshole, but they can't lay blame on the Bulldogs when only one of them was on the ice. Dennis adds that it's safe to say that they're all a little tired of the Sioux being at the top. The officials, did you take exception to that, Brit?
We'll talk about my disdain for the Greyhounds later.
All right. The officials give their judgment. They award the Bulldogs the win on account of North Bay starting the brawl, and they're fining the team $5,000, $2,500 of which will go to the local friendship center in downtown. The meeting is adjourned. Then the officials invite Nat and the sisters to show them pictures of the sluts. Scene 6, Shoresy at work reffing the high school kids. Shoresy comments that Corey and Liam are playing like fucking idiots tonight. Corey tells them they're still fired up from the Bulldogs brawl the other night. There were like 100 people out in front of the rink after the game. They're all meeting there again before the next game against the Sioux. This gets Shoresy's attention. Liam continues to tell Shoresy that there's a Facebook booster group club, and they're calling it the Bluester Club. This is making Shoresy a bit giddy. Liam tells Shoresy the membership is in the triple digits and he's one of the admins. Shoresy says he heard admins get a ton of ass. He asks if that's true. Next scene. The sluts all leave Shoresy's apartment on their way to the arena. Something catches their attention. It's Phil and his thugs. Only Phil is dressed as a turkey and his thugs are dressed as a donkey and a clock, respectively.
Gentlemen, I'd like to offer my deepest and sincerest apologies for being a turkey. This is Greg. He'd like to apologize for being an ass. And this is Jason. He'd like to apologize for acting cuckoo. Will you accept our apologies?
Yep.
Oh, yes, bye. Thank you. It won't happen again. Angelo Polichetti and his brother Luca Polichetti are heading to the arena now. They've rented a limousine for the occasion. The Polichetti brothers would like to give you a ride to your game.
They open up the limo door for the sluts who pile in. Phil and the thugs are going to escort the limo on foot to the arena. Cut to scene 8 outside the Sudbury Arena. Phil and his thugs jog in front of the limo in their ridiculous costumes, chanting, "Let's go, Bulldogs, let's go." There's a modest crowd out in front waiting for the game to start. Inside the limo, the sluts, Michaels, and Polichetti brothers sit in awkward silence. Shoresy gives Michaels an attaboy. Michaels says that hockey brings people together. Goody tells him to settle down. During the entire exchange, the Polichetti brothers don't move an inch, nor do they change their expressions. They just sit there staring with their open mouths. Scene 9, the sluts enter the arena. Laura Moore is there. She always seems to be pouring something from a flask into her drink. Shoresy makes a beeline to her.
Hey, what's your love language? You like coffee so much, why don't you let me take you to Salute for some blended caramel signatos?
And I'll serve it how I like.
Hey, you ever had a Cadbury Cream Egg Cafe au lait?
You seem pretty chill for a guy about to play the Sioux.
The who?
Sioux are so fucking good.
What, fucking Roberta Bondar join up or something? Huh?
How's Nat handling the pressure?
What pressure?
You finally got bums in seats, but you've announced you're folding if you lose.
Well, good thing we'll never lose again.
You got the Sioux back to back.
Well, we're in our barn.
Smile. Why do you have your tooth in?
I figured I'd run into you.
You should leave it out. Never mind.
Uh-oh. I think I know what that is.
What is?
That's a chink in the armor.
You know, if I can't write that expression anymore, I'm pretty sure you can't say it.
Hey, why don't I go home and dip us some fruit and chocolate for later?
I think you're sensing some blood in the water, eh?
I hope you know I've been watching YouTube tutorials on how to rub your feet good.
You going in for the kill?
Oh, you give me a moment, I'll make it last a lifetime. I swear to God, I'd be so good to you. Hey, Laura.
Yeah?
I'm gonna shoot my fucking shot with you one of these days.
Break a leg.
You better fucking look out. It's gonna be you and me and a whole table of dim sum. Doesn't that sound good?
Laura walks off and Shoresy is called by Sanger. Production note, Salute Cafe. Surprise, surprise. Actual coffee company in Sudbury. They've got 2 locations. Next
We're
scene.
going to have so much fun when we go. Sorry.
I was just thinking, I need to take you to Sudbury.
We need to do the Shoresy tour, you know, hitting all the hot spots. Right?
Oh man, I'm going to start working on the itinerary now. It's going to happen.
Scene 10, the sluts are in their new workout room. It's their first time seeing the new equipment.
Do they know it's senior whale shit hockey?
Senior AAA.
Whale shit all the same.
Hey, you got a dip?
Buzz, no one's going to use this.
Well, I don't know. I might get a few reps on these bad
Shut
boys.
the fuck up, Michaels.
Sanger shows Shoresy the Sioux lineup for tonight's game. Shoresy braces himself to see all the studs that have returned from Europe to join their roster. Instead, he sees a list of players called up from Sioux's affiliate. In other words, the minor league players and goons. They're saving their studs for the playoffs. They didn't even bring their starting tendy. This news makes Shoresy very happy. Sanger sees this as an opportunity to further inspire the team. It's time to run the us against the world play. Scene 11, cut to the dressing room. The players are dressed and ready to take the ice. Sanger gives his pregame pep talk.
They're fucking affiliate players. They're call-ups.
Has anything ever made you so mad as that?
That's how much the Sioux Cyclones respect you guys.
May as well have sent us their sisters.
That's how seriously the Sioux Cyclones take you guys.
Mon livre à moi, boys, si vous étiez pas des gens tabarnak, ça sera un bon moment pour être en tabarnak!
They think they're coming in here to push us around and take an easy 2 points?
Just a 60-mile float down a lazy river for these guys, boys? What the fuck is that? Not in our barn!
We're gonna show these guys that nothing comes easy in the Sudbury Arena anymore. And guess how we're doing it?
What do you got, Sanger? What do you got?
Jim, you ready?
Yeah.
Good, because you're fucking going.
Yeah!
Jim, you ready?
Ready.
Good, because you're fucking going.
Yeah!
Jim, you ready?
Ready.
Good, because you're going.
Yeah!
Noel, got your legs on you? You're going.
Yeah!
Mitch, you feeling the puck tonight?
Yes, boss!
Good, because you're fucking going.
Yeah!
And between the pipes, we got the guy who never misses. That's why they call him Marksman Michaels. You ready?
I'm ready, Sanger! Yeah!
We're gonna show this cocky Sioux fuck what happens when you disrespect this team and this city and this bar on a motherfucking Sudbury Saturday night.
Cue the heavy metal music montage of the game. The puck drops and so do the gloves. The Gyms start the game by taking on the Sioux's toughest. The crowd goes wild. The Polichetti brothers actually move, but still don't change expression. The Bulldogs proceed to fill the net. First Shoresy from Goody, then Hitch unassisted, then Dolo with a monster clapper. Goody levels a Sioux player with a monster hit. Fish blocks shots. Goody scores another, and Michaels gets the shutout as the Bulldogs beat the Sioux 4-0. Cut to the dressing room as the sluts enjoy their sticks, and we cut to black. All right, that's the episode, and I get to go first. All right, so 3 things I really enjoyed about this episode. The Michaels storyline. Love what Michaels did, winning the team over, sacrificing his paycheck, doing everything he can to earn the team's respect after seeing Fish, Whitey, and I forget the other guy's name, getting the respect that they deserved for being involved in that fight. So yeah, I really liked kind of the Michaels angle there, and then helping out by getting the Polichettis involved. I really enjoyed Sanger's storyline in this episode a lot. I think he really kind of took the reins. He insisted on giving Fish the stick, even though Shoresy was trying hard not to give it to Fish, to give it to anyone but Fish, to give it to the Gyms. He stood his ground with that. He came up with the idea of the us against them strategy. There's a few different places where Sanguinet finally kind of showed some balls and stepped out from underneath Shoresy's shadow. So I really appreciated that. And of course, and I think Casey said it in the live stream, the Shoresy Laura scene was so good. If we could just take all the Shoresy Laura scenes from this entire season and put them together, the writing, the acting, everything about these scenes is perfection. I love it. Like, these two have so much chemistry, and it's just her shutting him down at every turn. So I really appreciated those 3 storylines in this. Victor?
Yeah, it's funny. You talked about all that, and you didn't even mention the league scene. So, this was like, it's just to say that it's once again, we're getting an episode that's really dense. It's got lots of story in it, lots of layers, no filler. It's just the gift that keeps on giving. Like, I'm just so impressed with what we're seeing. One thing I think we didn't mention during the recap is is when this is the gayest thing I've seen or whatever. I forget. I don't think I heard that line since the late 80s or early 90s, because it's just nobody says it anymore.
Yeah.
And then they kind of forgive it by saying that, oh, it's okay because she's gay, so she can say that.
Yeah, Hitch tried to forgive it, or tried to reason it, or
Putting a stick three ways.
Yeah. That was a bit of a weak forgiveness, but it's okay. We'll allow it. It is. We're not going to get all woke about it. But that was just another really solid, dense episode that felt a lot longer in a good way than what it really was. So it's first impression.
Tanya?
Oh my gosh. Again, so much. I don't know how they fit this much into an episode because it's so much. And I have to say, I have to make the comment that I went to the eye doctors and I came back and I was recapping what happened to me. And I used the phrase so dumb. And Al's like, you just said so dumb. And I'm like, it's my new, it really encapsulates like exactly how you feel about something. So dumb. It's so dumb. So I love.
It's not so. Yeah, it's yes. So.
Yeah, the so and the so dumb are my new favorite things. But there's so much in this episode. Okay, so the whole thing with the sticks are unreal, and that actor saying it over and over again it's so comical. So what I wanted to say was that this whole thing and Victor and the hockey and was waiting and dying for like a hockey show. And I finally get it. And I hope that this kind of is symbolic of what happens in hockey, because I'm really enjoying it. Like, I don't enjoy hockey for the most part, but this whole behind the scenes and being in the locker room, it's not like Letterkenny where it was just like the same circle chirp pull where they were saying that like it was over and over and over again. Like there's
circle chirp. I love that.
Circle chirp.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. It there was like that whole thing was happening over and over again. Not that it wasn't funny. I think it was funny the first time, maybe second time, but then after that it was just like, okay, stop with the like going from person to person. So I'm enjoying this way better. Nat standing up and for the team and coaching, his comments back to Nat that the fight broke out in their tunnel, and him standing up again at the rally at the end, really showing that he's going to be a good coach. Shoresy and Michael sitting in Panini. There's too many P's there. Them sitting together and Shoresy kind of, okay, Michael, sit down. But the whole Forrest Gump thing, love that. There's just so many great one-liners, touching animals' junk, the birthmark Michaels. Oh my gosh, there's so many great one-liners. Mercedes and Seguinet and that relationship, wondering where that's going to go, if they're going to keep that going, because this storyline seems to really keep things moving in the direction that they started in, right?
The whole Squeezer storyline, that's the whole thing.
Yeah. So that will be interesting. I thought it was, the only thing I thought was a little weird was the whole Phil and the thugs and the escort on foot. Like, I get it that they're being like bullied into or the fear of what the Policettis are going to do to them. Oh my gosh, again, there's so many freaking things. Oh, the league. I love that all the officials are women. Not something that you would expect to see in a hockey. I don't know whether that's the right thing to say or not, but like you would kind of think that it would be a man's show, like that it would be run by men. But I love that the officials were all women. I love that they were like breaking the women's balls, Ziig, Miig, and Nat, and how they were, talking about their outfits, and Miig's is cute. And not thinking that hers was a happy medium. medium, but them still saying she looked like skank. But I love how it then fell into the mother's comments, and again the one-liners, the pubics in the mustaches, and I love that it all finished off with them over around the back of the table and looking at the photos of all the sluts and which ones they love. But to end it all, yes, Laura Moore, love the exchange, love her saying your tooth is in, him twirling around, pulling it out, like love that so much. Chink in the heart, in the armor, and blood in the water. Again, my favorite little sayings there of their exchange. It's just so darn. It's so
Cute.
so good.
It's cute.
It's so cute. I could watch a full show of just those two, and Hallmark special. Let's go.
Shoresy and Laura Moore in the next rom-com.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have said so much. I mean, there's benefits and disadvantages to going this far into the recaps, but you guys have called it all. So Al, I totally agree. The Michael storyline was fantastic. I love that this time. Sanger's coaching, totally on point. I love his growth as we go through this series. Every week he gets more confident in what he's doing, and he's saying the right things, and the team is following behind him, and I love it. But yeah, I was drawn to things like what Tanner was talking about, the league meeting. I thought that was fantastic how they played that out. What I love about it too is especially the whole pace. So yeah, the chirping, the breaking stereotypes, putting these women in charge. I love that. But there's also a real sense of tradition almost in what they're doing, how they layered into the mother after, like they called her back. Like this is something that they've been doing for a long time in supporting these leagues and supporting this league and supporting these hockey players in their small towns. And I don't think there's been enough time celebrating that, because that's really what's going on here. I think that's like in the end how they're all circling around and looking at photos, and let's put business beside and get back to what we love, each other. And I love that whole scene. I thought it was just a really fantastic way in how they did it. So I really enjoyed that. The Polichettis, I'm also kind of, I think with 10, it was weired. They're hilarious.
I think Brit has some thoughts.
I couldn't stop laughing, but I'm like, what is going on? Like,
yeah.
And I'll be honest, like I did really enjoy it, but at the same time, a little thrown off by it, because the show so far has done a really good job of telling this story, and it is as vile as Shoresy can be, and as off-putting as some of the content can be. It still feels real. So you get these Polichettis, it almost felt a little goofy, which again, I laughed. I'm not saying I didn't laugh. It's not the point, but it was like, I don't understand this angle. They could have played this differently. I don't know. Take it or leave it. It was definitely not what I expected. No. The turkey scene and the ass scene. Again, I laughed my ass off, and I'm like, I don't quite see how this fits into what's going on. Mo, you look like you want to interject. Go for it.
So do you think the Polichettis did something to fill in his goons?
Absolutely.
Or do you think it was just the threat of doing something?
Right. Well, yeah, probably a threat. It's probably a threat.
It was probably a threat, but imagine whoever, again, I don't know enough about their background, but it's like, it feels like almost like mafia. Like, like when you know who they are, you don't even need to hear any more than a threat. You're going to do exactly the same because of the fear of what will come if I don't. Right. So yeah, I don't think they actually did anything. I think it was just all talk at that time, but it was a very strange series of events.
Yeah, it was odd. I remember having a glance with Owen and going, what is happening right now? Yeah, there was a moment of like confusion.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I keep saying, I did laugh. I really did. It just felt like it was like, how does this fit into what's happening? All right, I'll take it and I'll laugh at it. And then back to Laura Moore. Holy shit. Like these scenes, they could have their own damn show, these two.
Yes.
The chemistry is so spot on. The banter, she reads him so well, and the back and forth. I don't know. It is really something to watch when those two get in a scene together.
When she beats him to the
Yeah. That was the best part.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're like, now I'm rooting for them. Like, I just want Shoresy to to have that chance, even if it fails. I want him to have that opportunity because he's there, and she just plays.
He'd be so good to her.
Yeah, it'd be so good
so
to her.
good to her.
But isn't it funny how we went from like Shoresy's an ass and like, you know, mistreating or not mistreating women, but like just is
Not women,
objectify. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We don't necessarily know he's mistreating them. Let's be real.
Sounds like he's treating them really well.
Well,
actually, he's being
He'd be
very
so
good to them. Yeah.
I think he's going to end up with the waitress.
Oh no!
I think Goody, not Goody. Hitch is ending up with that
Hitch,
with
yeah.
Pam. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's great to see. The only last thing I want to quickly say, and I think this works against it in this season in this show because, like we keep saying, there's so much content and so many heavy things, and they're fitting so much in that we're so onto. The JJ Frankie JJ story, I think, is falling back.
Yeah.
Because we see it going on, but they're not giving it enough attention. They're showing us little tidbits here and there. And we're like, oh, okay, yeah, he's clearly cheating on Lawrence. But then all this other stuff, and we completely forget and you move on. So it's an interesting storyline, but I think it's so sitting in the background of all the other amazing content. I don't know if we care enough to follow that through, but that's just my opinion on that one. I mean, it's interesting. It's just, they're just so content heavy. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think that's one storyline that's sitting a little back for me.
Okay, fair enough. Brit?
All right. So, yeah, I agree with a lot of stuff that was said. Sanger killing it, being the coach, like really coming into his own as being the coach and like making those decisions over Shoresy. Like, no, the gyms aren't splitting the stick. It's Fish who's getting it. Again, the whole Shoresy and Laura Moore thing. Obsessed. I'm obsessed with how obsessed he is with her. I love it. They're my favorite. What else did I have written down? Okay. Also love the confusion over the post-fight sticks when Nat and Megan walked in. They were like, why the fuck is everybody eating ice cream? And they're like, yeah, let's deal with that first. That made me laugh. I wrote down, and I don't know if there have been more in past episodes, all of the nicknames that they called Mark Michaels. And just in this episode, I only got 3, but it was Never Misses the Mark Michaels, Marksman Michaels, and then Birthmark Michaels.
Birthmark Michaels.
That was good. Again, with the league scene, I love that it was 3 Native women. That was great. That was fantastic. And then it got me a little teary-eyed too with the whole mom thing. I was like, feels. That could be the pregnancy hormones too. Everything makes me cry. I kind of feel bad for Miig with Sanger hooking up with Mercedes. I'm like, no, I'm not cheering for that relationship. I'm cheering for Sanger and Miig.
But that's not a relationship. It's just a transaction.
I was going to say he took one for the team. I don't know if it's really taking one for the team.
I was going to say, poor guy. Poor guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, not really taking one for the team. And yeah, also confused about the Polichetti brothers. I wrote down, WTF did they do to make the meatheads apologize? But I guess
they showed them their bestiality videos.
Oh man,
I could very well be.
They showed him their freezer full of past victims. Is probably
showed them the video of them fucking an ostrich.
Maybe
there you go.
That's what it is. BCL. They've touched some animal junk.
And once again, Tanya's point about there being an obsession here with bestiality on
they mentioned with the caribou in the second episode too.
Yeah, a lot of animal touching.
But Britt, you teased us with some thoughts on the Sioux Greyhounds.
Oh, I did. Yeah. It could be because I went to high school with some of the Greyhound players went to my high school. We called the girls in high school who hooked up with the Greyhounds Hound Pounders. So Mercedes reminded me of those girls.
That does not sound like something you want to be called.
Yeah. Instead of Puck Bunnies, it was Hound Pounders.
Love it.
Yeah. I wasn't one of the popular girls, so I'm like, but yeah, the ones I went to high school with in grade 12.
That's amazing.
Yeah. They're meatheads. They're a bunch of meatheads. Oh my God.
Sluts.
Are they? They're sluts. Yeah. Holy crap. I actually went to high school with Darnell Nurse, and he's the only one who made it.
Yeah, to the NHL.
There's a couple other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Pound pounders.
Oh, yeah.
Mo, are you glad that your wife wasn't a ground pounder?
Pound, not ground. Pound.
Pounder.
Pound. She's not grounding the
Ground
house.
pounder sounds a little.
That sounds a little.
Oh, the other one sounds better. I think
I'm going to say yes, it does.
Yeah. Just, I guess, I mean, they're high school boys. I guess what do you expect? But yeah. Yeah. My last thought though is my favorite. I think it was the best line of the episode. Gym number 3, when they're talking about how the gyms are just such beauties. I love how much they love the gyms too. I think it's Jordan Nolan. He says, I think exfoliating is just as important as moisturizing. I'm like, that was the best. That was the best line. Hands.
So unrelated, but so perfect.
I was like, I agree.
it has to be Jordan, because Jordan's always the one that gets the line, right?
Yeah, that was the best line for me.
That's great. Mo, what do you think?
The best line for me was when Sanger was doing his little speech after he calls everybody up, and they're kind of, everybody's rowdy and talking. He said, "We're going to show these cocky Sioux fucks what they disrespect Sudbury." Cocky Sioux fucks. I was like, man, that's fun.
Cocky.
And then also the music in the transition you kind of talked about between when the heavy electronic music that was when we transitioned to the league, and the slow-mo of them walking, man, I like that scene.
We turned that up real loud.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was the other. So 3 musical montages in this one episode, 3 of them. So that's crazy.
Those were the only 2 things that I had written down that weren't mentioned.
That weren't mentioned. Okay.
That's all right. Okay, good. Well, we'll move on to ratings, and then it's to me first. Oh man, I wish it wasn't me first, but here's the thing. We're done comparing this to Letterkenny, right? So now we're comparing these episodes to themselves. And I got to say,
what are you going to say?
I got to say this.
What are you going to say?
This is
you're winding up for something that we don't maybe want to hear.
This is the weakest of the 5 that we've seen so far, in my opinion. So given okay. So the ups, right? Michael's storyline, Sanger's storyline, and the Shoresy Laura Moore scene were great. The league scene is kind of 50-50. It didn't start, to me, it started off uneven. Then when it got to the whole emotional part about Nat's mom, it was saved. I really enjoyed that part. And we learn a lot more about Nat and her motivations, because she's trying to make her mom proud. And obviously there's this history, but that scene to me was still kind of uneven. The Polichetti brothers, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. And the funny thing is, Shoresy's been so great so far, because basically Shoresy and Letterkenny was a gimmick that they fleshed out into this 3-dimensional real character. And then they throw in this Polichetti gimmick that's kind of silly. I mean, it's funny, but it's just misplaced. Like they could have shown their creepiness in different ways. Yeah. They showed it in this kind of weird stone-faced, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like the Polichettis have become Shoresy's version of Ginger and Boots. It's a gimmick. And so it's a great episode. But again, if we're now comparing Shoresy episodes to Shoresy episodes, the first 3 to me were fresh. I'm going to give this one a clearance. Victor?
Well, let's start out with this.
Blue spatula.
Thank you.
I mean, can I respectfully tell you to give your balls a tug?
Sure, I mean, you can.
What the hell? I mean, the Polichetti brothers, that was one of the best parts of this episode for me. Yeah, I thought it was
go as
brilliant.
far as that.
I mean, it creates a little bit of, first, this episode, had a lot of kind of loose ends, which is good. It's a good thing because we're not at the end of the season. We've got there's only one episode left.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of loose ends to tie up, right? Like we like what's happening with JJ and or Frankie, or what are we calling him? Frankie or JJ? And LaBouche, and where's that going to go? Because he's been kind of this kind of absent, but kind of not there, and hopefully that there's going to be some resolution to that. What's going to happen with Shoresy and your favorite love interest.
More?
There's lots of loose ends, and then these Polichetti brothers come out of nowhere, and kind of you're wondering exactly what did they do to them, or did they because they can't speak, so did they show their junk to them? Like what happened? And maybe their junk is also wide-eyed and staring at them as well when they expose themselves. So who knows what happened?
You've been watching too much of The Boys.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe.
By the way, I showed Tanya that scene from The Boys, and she's not.
Oh my God! Really, Victor? I can't believe you recommended that show. Oh my God!
I recommended the show and the scene.
Oh my God! Terrible, terrible scene, terrible show, terrible scene so far.
Yeah, best nudity on television.
Terrible show.
It's not a terrible show, but she hasn't seen any of it. So
I won't. Not after that.
It's okay. You can't handle the truth. It's all right. but I don't know. This was easily a fresh. It's just as good as the other episodes. There's nothing. That league scene. You're so confused. It's you said it started out off balance. It's completely on balance. That's what this whole show is about. That's what it's like. The Shoresy. The only thing we ever knew about Shoresy is him trash talking. Right. And then we learned so much. Oh, well, he's like a regular guy, and there's so many layers to him. He's actually has compassion and he integrity and honor and this and that. And you get a little bit of trash talk, and then you get into a fetal position. It doesn't make any sense. It's like these are the things that you're stripping down. I thought that scene was fine, and it ended up in a big family hug. I don't know.
I love the second half of that scene. Okay, here's what I didn't like about the first half of that scene. They went with this Letterkenny trope that they've used a million times in Letterkenny, and not one of my favorite things that they do, where the league officials were taking turns saying something and then calling on the next person to say something, just like the circle chirp that the hockey guys used to do in the locker room. There was no need for that.
Like, hey, you're already making that a thing.
Yeah, I am, because I love it. I think it's great. I think we need to make
circle chirp pull.
Circle chirp. I like it.
Yeah, circle chirp t-shirts. Anyway, they didn't need to do that. I didn't really enjoy that part of it. I get them being kind of hard on Nat, but at the same time, if Nat's somebody that they love, if they loved her mom so much, why are they being so hard on her? Especially since it sounds
because that's what Shoresy does to the ones he loves most.
But no, we're not talking about Shoresy. We're talking about Nat.
I'm with you, but I think that first part of the scene, like when they're hard on her, I think it's because they're in business mode. They're like, we have to represent the league.
Fine.
We're holding that ground. But as soon as we've got business out of the way, they're like, okay, let's get back. We love each other. Like I can respect that, because they always say, don't mix business and pleasure. I think that's what was happening there.
And
everything else I agree with.
Jeff says, but Al, don't they do that with the gyms? They do it with the gyms as well. Yeah. A thing with the gyms, it's fast. It's fast. Like the first two gyms say one or two things, and then the third gym says but it's also not, it's fun the first time through. Anyway, Clearance isn't a bad rating. I still enjoyed it. It's just not, compared to the really fresh ones, it's not fresh for me. Victor, so you gave it a fresh?
I gave it a fresh. Give you pause.
It's amazing you came back and gave it a clearance after all that.
Right. Tan, what do you give this one?
I have to agree with Victor.
Oh, wow. I'm getting this blue spatula from Tanya.
You need to give your balls a tug on this one. And you were going to need to fight for it, because, you know what? You're looking at one little thing of the Pachettis.
No, not one little thing.
And no, because I'm going to throw it out there. If it was the guys in the locker chirping away you would have been absolutely fine with it. But because it was Nat and the officials and they were all, come on. Come on. It was absolutely still on point. There was so much story. There was so much background. The stuff with Seguinet, fantastic. Oh my God. Him pulling up and, becoming the coach, standing up and pushing Shoresy that no, you're not going to give it to the gyms. You're going to give it to, Fish because I say so. He stood up. Natch stood up to all the officials. We had more storyline with her, more with her mother, more with the girls, Megan and Ziig.
Mm-hmm. The Eags sisters. We're going to make that a thing too.
Where are we then?
Make one.
Are we now? And Michaels went from this like shit guy with his dick hanging out, literally.
Not a good look.
Right? Not a good look.
That was the worst scene.
And he pulls it up and he's like, okay, you know what? Here's my paycheck. I'm going to sit at the table with the boys. I'm going to like pull it together. I'm going to earn my respect back and, stop being this crybaby, even though he kind of was a crybaby. He pulled my hair.
He was a little annoying.
Like a little crybaby.
He did pull his hair.
But he was trying to pull it together and trying to earn back the respect to the guys. So there was so much to the story. The Laura Moore thing, fantastic.
I loved it too. Yeah.
Like there's too much fantastic for those two scenes that you're trying to say. And okay, I kind of get the whole machete or panchetti.
No, keep going. No, keep going. Keep trying.
It will never come out right.
Polichetti.
Whatever that one is. Those guys. It was supposed to be awkward.
So you're giving this a compost then?
It's giving a fresh.
A fresh.
Yeah, it was supposed to be awkward and yeah, it was.
Again, I'm just going to go back to, we are now comparing these episodes to each other. I mean, I'm going to give it the whole season of fresh. No, I'm going to say this one is the weakest so far of all 5. So I'm giving it a clearance. It's still not a bad episode. Just not a fresh. Matt, what are you doing?
So they're really riding you today.
Yeah, I know. And actually I'm getting a lot of flack too in the live stream.
I see it all.
Although Benelli's with me. He says he's with me.
You all are too close to this. That's the problem. Because I feel like we're back to like OG Letterkenny here. You and I are fully aligned.
In reverse.
I love that, Jeff.
Fully aligned.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And Tanya and Victor out to lunch. That's just what happens when we do these reviews sometimes, and that's okay. We still love them, but I completely agree with Al.
Wow.
Listen. I've
Victor's got the spatula again.
Even when I was on my thing, I laughed at the Polichettis.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the league scene to a degree, but when we're comparing it against the rest of Shoresy so far, this one fell flat. And honestly, beyond all that,
it fell flat.
Okay, relax. Maybe not flat. It was not at the level that I've already come to expect, because it also felt like a very incomplete episode and almost like a middle of the ground. So they started right where the last one ended off. So they just took off to the races, which is cool. I don't hate it, but it felt like it didn't feel like it's on its own storyline. And then it ended just in the same kind of way. So we're just
coming from a guy who couldn't even sit through a full baseball game and left before the best part.
That's so true.
Listen, you leave when I even talk about mixing business with pleasure, that's my personal life. This not get so personal life, but it's the same idea. Fair enough, though. Well played. Listen, I went. The Polichettis didn't fit in for me. They made me laugh, but they didn't fit into what I have loved so far about this show. It felt, like Al said, a gimmick, and I didn't get it. It just didn't make sense to them. I wish they could have played those guys in 1,000 different ways, and still been entertaining. It just was very awkward and weird, and I don't know. And again, like I've already said, the league scene, I wish they had sold that more. I would love to have seen a couple bounce backs that, honestly. They could have done that. They could have come back and done a rehash. I wanted them to push that even more than what they did. I think they missed some opportunity there. And but there was a lot of good content. But we've talked about every episode and having no filler. This one felt like a couple fillers in there. The Polichettis are a good example of filler. I don't think that whole stretch was necessary. And then again, I go back to the JJ Frankie JJ, which nobody's talking about because that feels like filler at this point. That almost, it's like they're trying to make that a very important element, but we're not talking about it. And that is a miss. So it's unfortunate, but again, like even that gal, I still really enjoyed the show. I've watched this episode like 3 times. I've really enjoyed it. But when we're talking about it comparative to what we've seen thus far, it did come up a little short. So it's a clearance.
All right.
It's a high clearance, but
yeah. Okay, so
turkey ass cuckoo. That's what I got to
think back to all the Letterkenny seasons we've done. Episode 5. It's funny because when Matt and I loved the Letterkenny, episode 5, you could almost guarantee that Victor would give it a clearance or lower, right? Because it's the episode teeing up the season finale, and it's usually teeing it up, and so it suffers a bit, right? So I think this is exactly what's happening with this.
That's a good point.
Britt, what's your rating?
I don't think it should suffer because it's the one before the season finale. You're setting up the season finale.
But what's set up?
The last game against the Sioux.
Oh yes. Oh, we got Britt.
Holy cow.
She's passionate.
Listen, never.
But hold on. Even on that point, had they said something like, because they just left it playing, and then we don't really know what's going on. They talked about who was going to be coming or what's going to happen. Might have been a different story. But that's it. Like we just got.
We know what's coming. Their best players are coming. They're well rested.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kicked the shit out of the Sioux.
But you're making assumptions. You're assuming the best players are coming. We don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that yet, Brett. Don't.
That's true.
We know nothing. We know nothing other than they just kicked the shit out of their call-ups.
Yeah.
Chad says Britt's his new favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Auditions are still open.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. But honestly, yeah, it feels a little. I'm disappointed that this isn't going to be a unicorn. Just throwing that out there. 2, never thought I would agree with Victor.
Yeah, these are both. That's a unicorn in itself. To agree.
That's a unicorn in itself.
There's lots of disagreements when we're listening to this in the car. I'm like, oh
He's
my
got
god,
a fucking hippo now. What is this?
What is hippo?
It means he likes Brit.
Yeah,
I like the hippo.
that's the opposite of the blue spatula. The hippo.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm winning a little bit. Maybe I'll take that instead of the unicorn. I'll take that. I talked about this with Mo the other day when we watched it once, and then again when we just finished it tonight. I was like, I don't think there's an episode of Shoresy. I know it's only 6 episodes, but I don't think there's an episode that I've been like disappointed in. I mean, I do agree the Paulicetti brothers are a little strange, but I think they mentioned them before. So this isn't the first time they've come up. They've mentioned them before. We know they're weird as shit. So we got to see it. It's like eventually we got to see Ginger and Boots. But I don't know. I liked the story with Sanger, stepping up and standing up to Shoresy and being like, no, this is my team. This is how it's going to run. Shoresy and Laura Moore was great. I have thoughts about the JJ Frankie JJ situation, but it alludes to the next episode.
Right. So yeah, we can't do that.
That's my
we can't do that
issue. That's why I can't talk about it. But
hey, listen, I've seen the next episode too.
Hey,
that did not sway my opinion of it.
But
that's you should not be saying that.
my last tidbit is the league scene only happened once. Yeah, they called on each other multiple times, like maybe twice or 3 times in the thing where they did the name thing. But I think having that happen once in one episode is a whole lot better than the circle chirp that happened in multiple episodes.
Yes, circle chirp.
It's a thing. That does flow off the tongue.
It does,
well,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. I just got to make sure I don't actually say circle jerk because that's not the right one to.
Unless you're telling Al, settle down. Like it happened once. Like chill.
Yeah, exactly. It was only one time. You can't be mad about it. It happened once. If it happened multiple times, then okay, I get it. But I think it's fresh.
You didn't need to go there, but anyway, yes, fresh. That's great.
I've just put my 2 cents in.
No, I mean, Kiso didn't need to go there with that scene. I think that scene could have been a great scene without having to do that whole Letterkenny thing, the circle chirp.
It was a nice callback to Letterkenny. I know we're not comparing it to Letterkenny.
I know.
It was a nice little call.
That's fine. Mo?
Yeah, so we don't really have a blue spatula, but
It's teal. That one has less.
Wait,
color.
hold on. Was there like Christmas gloves on that?
there is season's
I
greetings.
love it. Yeah.
I love that Brit turned it for you.
It's a nice spatula.
I like it. I like it.
That's
So who is that to, though, Mo?
Yeah, so we're gonna go with Fresh.
All right.
For this one. Yeah, no, I definitely really enjoyed this one. From the music, the beginning and the middle, I'm just a music.
He's
slut.
a music person. Yeah.
But
Okay.
and then go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm sorry I deprived you guys of a unicorn. Chad said in the chat, don't worry, he's never seen one either. So, you're in rare company.
We got company.
I was kind of hoping that he might have gotten clearance there, and then we could see a little banter between.
Oh, I know, right?
Fine couple here.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot of fun.
That would have been a
shit disturber.
No, we're together. But then the one thing she hasn't mentioned yet was the final, like the very final scene was them on the bench with the sticks.
Yeah.
That could be my computer background. I haven't tried it yet. We tried to screen grab it. Hulu's doing some weird crap on the computer where you can't screen grab it. I need that to be my desktop background. I think it's great.
Awesome. Help her out.
Awesome should be able to get on that. Yeah. It's all right, great. So let's move on to MVPs, and I get to start again. My MVP for this, the game stick is what I meant. The game stick goes to Sanger in this one. I think this is Sanger's coming out episode in terms of, again, coming out from under Shoresy's shadow, but also that scene at the end there where he's, his pep talk to the team, like he's fired up, and so I really enjoyed this episode for him. So I'm giving the game stick to Sanger. Victor?
Oh, easy. The Polichetti brothers. I mean, you can't even.
I love you, Victor.
Of course.
Oh, Victor.
Not the imaginary thing they're holding in their mouth.
No, yeah.
Oh my God!
What would that be? Like a giant sour ball or something? Or
yeah. First of all, acting chops. like to be able to hold that position for as long as they did.
Did they even blink?
Remember,
it's crazy.
Like we're watching them up close in the restaurant, but also from afar, and they're still like in the background, still sitting there with that position. I thought it was brilliant, and it's like, Ginger and Boots hold my beer here, right? I mean, like they're now like regular civilians.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are the real deal.
But they've also probably touched an animal or something. What was it that?
Yeah.
But Ginger and Boots are amateurs. These are pros, right? This is we talked about what is it, 10,000 corpses or whatever.
Mm.
They're from that family. Like the Hills Have Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, those are great movies.
You brought it up apropos of nothing. Anyway.
Yeah, I think Tanya would love those movies if she hadn't seen them.
She wouldn't.
The Hills Have Eyes. I think that's the one you should.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a title I'd be into.
Yeah, no, they're so good.
Just picture the most awful thing you've ever seen, and that's basically that.
Yeah, there's a lot of hills in Ontario. If Tanya watches a movie like that, she'll.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's the Polichetti brothers, but like in a 2-hour movie.
Tobias in the live stream.
You get to see why they're wearing a turkey suit, an ass suit, and a clock.
The reason Tanya's losing her shit right now. In the live stream, Tobias's comment: their mother warned them their faces would freeze that way. Well done.
So that's brilliant. Anyway, so there you go. That's my MVP, and you can't even.
I can't even. You're right, Victor. I can't even. Okay, Tanya. Who do you give the game stick to?
Oh my!
Figure it out.
Oh, Tobias.
We'll see her. We'll get her back in about 5 minutes.
I think she said Tobias gets the game.
Tobias gets the game stick. Holy Hannah! Holy shit!
What were they doing when their faces froze that way?
Oh my God!
Sitting too close to the TV.
Oh my God! Don't sit so close to the TV.
Right? That's what I remember. Your eyes will go cross.
Oh shit.
Oh man, that was so awesome. Oh, okay. Okay. So game stick. I don't want to agree with you, Alan. But I do have MVP Sanguinette. But the tight second is Michaels. Like, I gotta give a shout out to Michaels though as well on this one, because Michaels, like, he was so sad. Like, I felt sad for him. He was sad at the first one. Sad at the set, like with the dick out, like dude is
he
like
went from pathetic to
pathetic.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were cheersing him. Like they were on the ice. They were like giving him like bumping his helmet and stuff. And, you know, he was saving some pucks going in, and marksman Michaels, like he had it well. But Sanguinette, like he stole the show.
You know what
I feel that he really did win the MVP or stick, whatever stick.
You know, you can't split the game stick. What I really there was a little touch that they added there that I really appreciated when Michaels did kind of finally win the team over is when Shoresy said to him, "Shut the fuck up, Sanguinette." Or no, sorry, shut the fuck up, Michaels. So basically, he's treating Michaels now the way he used to treat Sanguinette, which means he's now part of the inner circle. So I
noticed that exact same thing.
Yeah,
I didn't get that one.
It was a pretty cool little touch there, Matt. Who's your game stick go to?
So I'm going to give honorable mentions to Sanger because I totally agree with that. And Laura Moore because she's just so good. Like, I wish they gave her bigger scenes or more scenes. I love it. But I'm giving it to Michaels. I totally respect what he's doing and trying to do. It's like he's trying to undo the wrong of all his ways. And I like how his approach is. He's fucked up royally. He hit rock bottom, and now he's doing what he needs to do to get back in good graces and be loyal to the team and support the team. And actually, even though I don't like didn't love the Polichet, I'll say it that way. Didn't love the Polichet stuff. He is the reason for most of what happened this episode, right?
Yeah.
Right. You got to hand it to him. Like, you wouldn't have had any of that had it not been for his character and the streak that they sent him on. So this episode went where it did because of Michaels from start to finish. So no, I think he's very deserving of the game stick in this one.
Okay.
Never misses the mark, Michaels.
Marksman Michaels.
Brett?
No, birthmark. Birthmark
Michaels.
My favorite.
You know there's going to be a skid mark Michaels at some point.
Oh.
No spoilers.
Oh, I don't know. I'm saying it's kind of obvious. This is Kiso, by the you know.
Good.
Okay, Britt, who do you give the game stick to?
Simple, short, sweet, Sanger. I agree with everything that you guys said. He did so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
And Mo?
Yep, of course, Sanger. And the other thing I liked was how when they were in the weights room before the pep talk, he kind of like briefed the vets on what his prep talk was going to be about. Kind of like bring them in, you know, like, and then they cut to the pep talk and like they're all feeding off each other, but it's all the same message.
Right.
So I thought that was really smart on his part. But
yeah.
Good leadership.
Sanger.
Awesome. Yeah. Sanger's coming out party. Great. All right. Now off to top fives. I know, Matt, you hate doing this, and I don't know if we continue this because Shoresy is such kind of a story focused. How can you pick one episode over another? But I'm going to, since we've already done it, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to say this is my least favorite of the five. So this is my number 5. Victor.
I'm going to give it a number 2.
Really? You're just being contrary. Like, seriously. How is this number 2?
Because they have the Polichetti brothers. It's that simple. I thought they were brilliant.
Anyway. All right. Tanya.
You didn't understand them.
No, I guess not.
No. Gosh. I'm going to put this one at my last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. It looks like Matt's disappeared. Are you there, Matt? Well, maybe he had to run to the bathroom. So we'll skip Matt for now. Brit and Mo, like normally. Oh, Matt, you're back. Are you
back?
I tried so hard. I forgot the top 5 came right after this. I thought I had more time. I really had to go.
Poor rabbit.
Hear everything though.
Thankfully, we couldn't.
Yeah, thankfully we didn't hear.
It's really awkward. I'm sorry. I was racing.
Did you cut it off midstream?
Did you get a rabbit?
That's not what we're talking about here. Let's just move on from that part. Oh, top 5. No, this did not make. I mean, this falls last on my list. Of the Shoresy's.
That's
so
right.
Dumb.
So dumb.
So Brit and Mo, since you guys, this is your first time on. Oh, we've lost Matt now.
So perfect. Sorry. Continue.
Brit and Mo, since this is your first time on the podcast, we've given the opportunity to our past guests to give us their top 5 Letterkenny episodes. If you have that.
Wow.
Oh, Brit.
Oh, I do.
Okay, go for it.
And we've discussed, so we're in agreement. So
Okay.
she'll answer for both of us.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Where's my list?
You're so cute, you guys. You're so cute.
I love them. I love them so much.
You're like Shoresy and Laura Moore.
Oh,
no, thank
wait.
Okay.
Take your tooth out, Mo.
Yeah.
So we'll start. Number 5 is Sleepover.
Oh, the one that Victor was
I like
completely
all
wrong
the-
on.
I like all the snow scenes and the quiet. I love that. That's my favorite part of
So
it.
how loud were you yelling at your pod, whatever, when Victor gave his
So I said
stupid?
there's lots of discussion in the car when Victor's talking, and so I'm surprised I agreed with him tonight.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, Sleepover is number 5.
Number 4.
Crack and Eggs number 4.
Oh, okay,
Holy Sheet is number 3.
Yeah.
very good.
Fuss at the Golf Course is number 2. And at number 1 is Day Beers Day, and
There was a lot of
good
screaming at the car as well.
good yeah, there was good music in that episode. The scene where they all rush out of the car to go beat the shit out of Dirks. So good. That one gets me. I love that one.
M83, man, that was
M83, of course. Like I said, the music was
Amazing.
phenomenal.
All right, guys, that's great. Thank you so much.
And I gotta say the banter in the back to Trace got it covered. He's like, they're such beauties. Talking about
All right, great. I don't have any news or reviews. No bracket, but the bracket will start up again next week. I've got Trace's recordings and his picks. I just need to produce those videos. I've got them half produced, so give me time, but I'm going to take the long weekend off.
So excited for the next
looking
round.
forward to the next round. I do have a few listener comments. I've got one here from someone named Dick Sledge. He's
Dick Sledge.
Let's not laugh because it may be his real name. So let's say he says, "Hey, y'all." Yank from Wisconsin here. I was listening to the latest episode of Shoresy on the podcast and felt the need to inform you they still do make Viennetta. So yes.
Oh my God.
At least in the States they do. It's better than Sticks even. Love this show. Wish I would have found it sooner. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Yeah, we love Viennetta. I miss Viennetta. I wonder, do they just not have it here anymore? Or we
No,
just
I haven't
stop
been
buying
able
it?
to see any or find any.
So anyway, and then we have another one here from Joel Z. He says, at Protestant Pod, I was thinking thinking about the name of Letterkenny and Shoresy universe should be called the Pitter Patterverse. Thoughts? Maybe I heard that already on your show. Don't remember. Settle down. Give your balls a tug. That's from Joel Z. And I told him I hadn't heard that one yet, and I don't hate it. I think it's just as good as some of the others, the Kisoverse and Kennyverse and Letterverse and all that stuff. So yeah, nothing's stuck yet though. No one's taken it and ran with it. Okay, and I believe we're just at final comments now. So Brit, Mo, you guys are great. Not only are you cute as hell as a couple, you did a great job tonight. Thank you for coming on. I still remember those tweets you guys sent out when you were on that long New York drive, saying, "Oh, we're listening to you guys. We're an 8-hour drive," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so awesome! Like, thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate it when anybody listens." So the fact that's how you found us, that's amazing. Great job. Sorry, Matt and I couldn't deliver you a unicorn.
I'm not sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Had a really good time.
I'm sorry. Hopefully you'll come back, and obviously for the next Ag Hall Social, we'd love to see you. Victor?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Brit, I guess I'm glad that I was able to bring out emotions out of you guys and give you some some good levity for the trip. So that's great. You really brought it today. Just fantastic. Mo, from Parts Unknown, because we're still more the whole from East.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Good job.
He's hiding from the Polchetti brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, you did great too, and you called out all the music scenes, so that's really great. And hopefully we'll have you guys back, and before the big event, because then afterwards we're not going to hear from you for a little while.
No.
But anyway, really great. And I can't wait till the next episode. I'm mixed feeling because it's going to be the best one, and it's also going to be the last one. So I'm really looking forward to them announcing a new season. So they better get on that. But anyway, thanks so much, guys. You were great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brit and Mo. Brit, I loved your insightful, Sault Ste. Marie, the thumper, what it was.
Ground pounders.
The ground pounders. Love that. Hound.
Greyhounds.
See, now I'm saying it like you did.
I know.
Loved the insight.
You guys are so cute.
Everybody just thinks you guys are adorable. Congratulations on the kid to come, the baby to come.
Remember, Alana is a good name.
Alana.
It's a girl. So
Oh. It is a girl. We do know it's a girl.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not telling tales out of school. Can you imagine that? Surprise! This is your gender reveal. We're going to start doing gender reveal podcasts.
Can you imagine?
We need a pink spatula.
Can you imagine? Oh my God. That would be hilarious. Okay. So much fun tonight. Thanks for the great laughs. Oh my gosh. My face is burning. I'm laughing so hard. Thank you so much. Great night. Great to see you. And can't wait for next week.
Matt. Are you still there?
Hello.
Matt just flashed.
I think he tried to unfocus himself.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Refocus.
Thank you.
That's the word.
We got there. No, it was so much fun tonight. It's Brit, respect for bringing the fire, because you had no problem coming at Al and I and attempting to change our minds. It didn't work, but it's okay.
I know.
I appreciate it.
Can't say I didn't try.
This episode was so much fun tonight. It's one of the most fun I had on an episode in a while. I love them all, but I like that it felt like very early on us where we're so divided, and at the
we were agreeing too much before. It wasn't
right. There's too much agreement happening. I like when we disagree. It's a lot of fun. We get a lot of banter and Tanya laughing and Victor holding up spatulas, and this was a fun one. So I mean, as much as we love the show, we want them all to be winners. This is great that we had a little divide, because it brings out some real character in us, and it's always fun. I'm glad you guys got to see it, even though we couldn't give you a unicorn. So that just means you have to come back.
Yep.
And you're more than welcome, because you guys killed it. Mo, great to see you. Congratulations to both of you. Honestly, it's so exciting. Don't worry. Don't let it be 2.5 years before you go out. You don't have to. We just did. So don't let that scare you.
You'll get me out of the house.
There you go. That's good. But yeah, this was great. I have so much fun. I'm so looking forward. I've already seen next week's episode. I will watch it probably 3 more times before next week. I'm very excited to talk about it. I think it's going to be a banger, and it's going to be a fantastic.
Stop talking.
Stop talking.
I didn't say anything. What for? For what? Fuck. I didn't say anything.
You were about to. You were winding up.
All I said was it's going to be fun to talk about.
It's going to be.
I think this is the most blue spatulas we've ever had.
I know, right?
At any given time.
In 3 frames.
One was Christmas colored, so I don't know.
It just has mint.
Teal is blue. All right, Brit.
I was really nervous to come on and do this.
Really?
But I mean, I don't know.
I didn't see it.
Oh, well, thank you. But Mo's like, oh my God, relax. They're regular people. And I was like, I know.
Except for Victor. Yes, that's true.
Regular is a bit of a
stretch
level there.
Yeah.
Relative.
But
as the ultimate hippo.
Yeah. Yeah, who does that?
but-
Who the fuck does that? So dumb.
So dumb.
so dumb.
So dumb.
Lots of fun. My face hurts from laughing and smiling so much, and it's fun to talk to more Canadians.
Well, and we can't wait to have you back up here in a couple of years.
It was great.
All right, and Mo?
My butt hurts. I need to get a cushion. But, no, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
But it was. I think I agree with Matt. I think a little bit of a division makes it a little more interesting.
Right.
So definitely makes for more engaging car rides.
There you go.
But thanks for having us, and it was a blast.
On that question, because you guys seem to be totally in sync, is there any episodes you two are completely divided on?
Good question.
That come to mind?
Oh, not that I can. Gee, I'd have to think about it.
Yeah.
There's no chinks in your armor, right?
Particularly.
We'd have to think about it. If we think of one, I'll tweet you guys. But as of right now,
that's not PC, Matt. If Laura Moore can't write it, it's pretty sure you can't say it.
Right.
Not that I can think of.
If anything, I would think like maybe some of the music choices. Maybe we're like, yeah, that's a really good. I would be like, yeah, I like that there. And
you like a lot of music I don't like.
Well, yeah, but
this is what you're witnessing right now. Is the calm before the storm. This is just the beginning of one of their biggest fights they're ever going to have.
Yeah,
they're going to shut down. They're going to shut down. What do you mean you didn't like that?
How was that fresh?
Now we have to think about it.
How can you be like Victor? Come on.
You're welcome.
Anyway.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to play us off here with a song from this episode. It's Born to Be Alive by Patrick Hernandez. Let me spool this one up. That's all we have for this episode. Next week, we review and recap episode 6 of Shoresy, Don't Poke the Bear, with our friend and first-timer Michelle. And guess what? She's actually from Sudbury. Don't forget to give our sponsor, Diabolical Coffee, some love. They're at diabolicalcoffee.com. Right now, you can use a promo code PROTOSTAN for 10% off any purchase from their site. If you'd like to support the podcast, tell your friends, rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or become a patron. There's a Patreon link on our site or Twitter profile at ProtestanPod. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at ProtestanPod. Thank you for joining us. Now we're going to the after party. On behalf of Mo, Brit, Matt, Victor, Tanya, and myself, thank you for listening and have a great week.
Yes, we were